What's going on, guys? Welcome to the first installment of the Lodge Season 1 playoffs. Now, the Lodge is a league that I started in the beginning of March, and basically I just wanted to capitalize on kind of doing a send-off for the Gen 7 meta, because this would end around, well, beginning of June as you're watching this now. And then you have Summer Showdown, and then before you know it, Gen 8 is around the corner. So I kind of wanted to make sure that I had one more league to play in before Gen 7 just disappears forever. So yeah, so we had a fairly good season that we went through, and yeah, you can learn all kinds of more stuff about that. But by asking me or by checking the description, joining the server, all these things will be of option to you when you watch this video. But for now, we're going to get into the relevant stuff. Today's game is the wild card game against Bronson and Insanity. I don't know. Bronson's fairly well known, don't know about Insanity, but if you know either of these two, or even if you don't, this will be a pretty good and interesting match. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the bracket as you will see on your screen. And I'm going to give a quick rundown of the playoff bracket, this will obviously be relevant as we see the results of this game, as we see results of future games, as we make our way to the championship game. All of the above things will be uploaded to this channel. So, looking at the playoff bracket, this wildcard game that you're watching today has Bronson in the 6th seed, playing Insanity in the 7th seed. The winner of that will go on to play Empire in the 3rd seed. And that'll be round 1 of the playoffs, and that'll kind of be the more formal start to the playoffs. The wild card is kind of like an entry game. And then on the bottom of the bracket, as you can see, it'll be Tom and the Knoxville Beartics playing Kara and the Los Angeles Drampas. The way this works is that the high seeds always play the lower seeds, so it's kind of it's not really a straight bracket. It'll depend who wins those games to see who makes the semifinals. But after that, we have Phine and the Krefeld and Polions in the 1st seed, and then yours truly in the 2nd seed. So with me, and actually I'm always going to have a commentator with me for all these games, but today it is actually our beloved 1 seed, 10-1 plus 33. We got Phine in the building of the Krefeld and Polions. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let everyone know what's going on.
Hey guys, I'm Phine, and coach of the Empoleons, here for a good game, I hope.
All right, that's what we're here to see. So go ahead. I've been talking for a bit too much. So we're gonna go ahead and just talk about the matchup, because it's gonna be relevant, obviously. And we're gonna give some nice insight and have a nice little dialogue about what we expect to see, lessons to learn from their game early in the season and whatnot. So Phine, go ahead and read the the 2 teams that we're gonna be seeing today.
Yeah, so we get Bronson versus Insanity. Bronson with the Ariana Grandes. He brings tornadus-t, Weavile, Latios, Nidoqueen, Tapu Fini, Licky, Klefki, Pillowswine, Meganium, Wynaut, and Mega Medicham. And on the other corner, let's act like this, is the Kettling Reapers, who bring Mega Latios, Greninja, Ferrothorn, Sylveon, Necrozma, Kingdra, Jolteon, Politoed, Scolipede, Blastoise, and Aggron.
All right, cool.
Let me add something, because they have Z captains, which we want to know about. And for Kettling Reapers, it's Greninja, Aggron, and Kingdra. And for Bronson, it's Tornadus, Licky, and Wynaut.
All right, so yeah, that was a good rundown. If you ever forget those Pokemon, you're probably going to notice on your screen that on the left and the right side of the screen actually has the 11 that they had at their disposal, and they're kind of like glowing. I kind of did my best to distinguish which ones are Z's, but I don't know, maybe it's hard to tell. So yeah, now that we've done all of that, got all of that out of the way, fine. What do you think is the story of this matchup? What's your insight? What are you thinking?
Yeah, so in the first match they played, we've seen a lot of hacks going badly for Bronson. Like, I think he missed 5 out of 6 hurricanes with Tornadus, which is pretty bad to say, even if it's only 70% accuracy. But I think this will be an interesting match. Not sure who has the edge here. What do you think?
Yeah, I will say that 5 out of 6 is definitely not 70% accuracy. But that has never stopped Bronson from bringing Tornadus in the past. When we look at the matchup, it's not exactly obvious who has the advantage. I do think that Greninja is pretty difficult for Bronson to prep for outside of Licky Licky, but even then, even something pretty spicy like Z-Low could be a problem, but it might not at the same time. So I think Greninja kind of has the same matchup that it always has against a lot of teams, where especially with a Z, it has a lot of options. I think Rain is pretty good against Bronson in that his water resist is an offensive Latios, and I guess to a lesser extent Tapu Fini, but the latter doesn't have recovery. I think Scolipede is alright. I think a Magnet Rise Klefki can definitely keep that at bay very easily, but outside of that, Swords Dance Scolipede is pretty good. When we look at the matchup that they played, Sylveon has a pretty free switch on a lot of things like Tornadus, Latios, Tapu Fini, so it's very possible we could see a repeat of the game before, where there's a lot of Wish, a lot of opportunities for Sylveon to come in and either click Hyper Voice or click Wish and heal something else, or afford something else a free switch. So yeah, I guess I would say that Bronson's offense is good as it always is, but I guess looking at the specific matchup, I think Insanity has an edge.
Yeah, so you mentioned the offense. I think this is the problem here, because while he has a strong offense, I don't really see the means to pull a heavy offense team, which could be very, very useful in this case, when your defense core is just not doing it.
Yeah, I think you're right, because even though you're right, he has a lot of means to like run a bunch of offensive Pokemon, but if you look at what he has to prep for in front of him, he's going to have to bring an Electric Resist. Otherwise, Jolteon, which isn't great, it would be a problem if he didn't bring anything for it. He's going to need the Licky Licky probably for any combination of some weird Scolipede, some XYZ coverage move of Gren, and already right there, that's a third-year team that's not hyper offense. So I definitely agree that while the offense is there, it's going to be hard to bring a prep that can capitalize on all that. So it'll be interesting to see what Bronson ends up bringing to this game.
Yeah. So how do you stop the wish spam that Sylveon can bring? I think that's a key question, or maybe a key question.
I think I'm looking at his team, and kind of if you reflect back on the game that he played where Sylveon came in a lot of times, I think Mons like Tapu Fini, Mons like Latios and Tornadus that commonly invite Sylveon in, Bronson's gonna have to run some lures for them. I think Tornadus is the only Pokemon that can actually do that well, so I think like a Z Corkscrew Crash, Z Iron Tail being Corkscrew Crash, for Sylveon is kind of necessary. I don't think even a Specs Latios with Side Shock is going to be enough. Tapu Fini has no means at all to even touch Sylveon. So I think yeah, we're gonna have to see Z Iron Tail Tornadus, or it's gonna be more of the same in terms of their game earlier in the season.
Yeah, this will probably be it. Do you think he will bring Why Not again? I mean, he kind of loved it, but I don't see that much value for it in this game. I mean, it may stop Scolipede, but I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can. If he's deathly afraid of Scolipede, I think that he could run a Why Not that will inevitably have to sack itself to it, but it could at least encore him in a Swords Dance. I don't know. He does seem to like Why Not a lot. It's hard to. We're not in his head, so it's hard to tell what he's trying to trap, what he wants to trap. That ultimately comes down to like his interpretation, and that might be clear when we actually see the 6 that he brought and whether Why Not's included in that. But when I just look at the team, I don't see a standout Pokemon that Why Not specifically wants or can trap really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he can't. If he encores for Ferrothorn, that's not going to do anything. For example, it's not like the Shadow tags, like the Goths, for example, can traditionally trap walls and remove them. But Why Not's kind of more specifically like an offense trapper. But I don't know what it can do that particularly well against. I don't know. I mean, he could encore Mega Latios into something. And then he could switch into Weavile from there. I mean, yeah, maybe he could run something like that. But I mean, I don't know. I can't say for sure what he wants to do.
It would be so nice if he could use it to remove Sylveon, but I don't think it gets this way.
No, it doesn't get any moves to do that really. At the bare minimum, he could bring in Why Not and prevent a Wish from getting passed, but that's about it. Which, I mean, that's kind of helpful in itself, but I don't think Wynaut can do much more than that versus Sylveon.
Yeah, also it will probably get worn down then.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can only take like a handful of Hyper Voices. And obviously, I mean, I don't know, Hyper Voice, Mirror Coat. Yeah, I mean, Wynaut's just such a giant question mark in terms of the prep. Like, I just don't even know what he's going to want to do with that. I think one of the huge stories of this game, when you look back, I think Bronson played very, I don't know, he had a lot of regret in the battle chat when he was playing this game. I'll put the replay up. There's a sequence of turns where Necrozma kind of like bent him over in this game, in the game that they played early in the season, where I think he was getting impatient with Necrozma coming in and being able to wall Mega Medicham as effectively as it did. So, I mean, he played a screen-heavy game, but when he was kind of baiting the Necrozma, or double out of Necrozma, I think, and he goes for Zen, and ultimately ends up costing him. So I think that, I don't know if that was impatience, I don't know what the deal with that was, but he ends up, in a sequence of turns, he ends up losing Mega Medicham to the Necrozma. Then he brings in Weavile thinking, like, base 40 power, Pursuit would take it out, which is, I mean, I guess is understandable. We have damage calcs for a reason, but so he ends up losing like 2 Pokemon in Necrozma in a row. He definitely did not have to do that. So I think we can look at the Hurricanes that missed and the prep that invited Sylveon in, but ultimately the game was so lopsided earlier in the season in favor of Insanity because the weird kind of sticky plays with his main win cons in that matchup being Medicham and Weavile. It just he wasn't careful enough with them, and I think that, especially with the importance of playoffs and him just generally having that foresight now, I think the play itself will also be different in this game, aside from the prep and all that.
Yeah, I'm very excited for what they plan to bring or what will bring, just because it does or didn't work the last time. So yeah.
Alright, so we're about to get the game on the road, get the show on the road, get the game started. We had to take a brief intermission just because there was some sort of difficulty going on with our players, but we're about to get started now as far as I am aware. So Phine, are you just bubbling with excitement for this game?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they bring, how it will end, and who can take the cake in the wildcard game now.
Yeah, I know. I will say that in the case of Bronson, I think that while at times during his season he played maybe over-aggressive, other times impatient, the story of his season was definitely hacks. It definitely stole like a quarter of his season, and I think things went a lot differently if that was not the case. So as far as this game goes, I could totally see him not only winning this game but making a very viable contention for the title. So I think if he gets past this game, we definitely should watch out. We could see him in a few more games at least.
Yeah, he maybe presented himself as the underdog all along.
Yeah, the fake underdog, like the fake underdog that just gets hacked, so he's in the bottom of playoffs, but probably one of the better players in the league, and definitely could win the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll know better after the match, right?
Yeah, I mean, once you make playoffs, it doesn't really matter. You've made it, and now you just gotta win a few games.
So easy.
Yeah, all you gotta do is just win. I mean, that's basically what I told myself at the beginning of my season when I went like 0-3. I was like, just start winning, and then I did.
Yeah.
If only
just
I thought of that.
Your Pokemon's health over 0 and your opponent's not.
Yeah, if only I thought of that earlier, maybe I would have won. Alright, so we are about to get into the game. We're ready to go. Alright, are you in?
Yes.
Yeah. Alright, so Insanity. Okay, good. So Insanity brought the Necrozma, Politoed, Kingdra, Ferrothorn, Scolipede, Sylveon, and Bronson brought Weavile, tornadus-t, Tapu Fini, Klefki, Nidoqueen, and Licky. So what do you think about these 6? Anything surprise you here?
Yeah, we see nearly the same team from Bronson, I think. And a lot of, or not a lot, but some change from Insanity, especially the Rain Core, which is a good thing, I guess, or a decent thing, because as we said, Bronson is kind of weak versus the water core. Although I think Tapu Fini can wall Kingdra all day long.
Yeah, it can. It's funny because we actually mentioned that earlier that Greninja had a good matchup, and then we don't actually see it in this game. So
yeah,
that's a thing. So he leads with the Ferrothorn. We're going to see the Klefki from Bronson. Last game, this was pretty much a rinse and repeat, where Bronson was more interested in his screens type of game. But he gets with the Spike first, which is pretty good, actually. There's no removal on his Sandy side of the field, so that Spike is going to be here to stay.
Yeah, exactly, and it's a huge problem for the wish turning, or not problem, but it's just discouraging it.
Yeah. Funny thing I just noticed, actually, the Mega Medicham is not here. It is not here in this game. Which I get it. I think Mega Medicham is generally a really good Pokemon, but it definitely, I mean, at the end of the day, it can't really touch Necrozma. So I mean, I understand sitting it, especially given how it performed poorly in the game previous. So yeah, Klefki's gonna go ahead and paralyze the Ferrothorn, get another Spike up.
Interestingly, we don't see Megas on both sides.
Yeah, we don't. We don't see the Mega Latios or the Mega Medicham. So
but it's okay. I think it's very valuable to not bring them.
Yeah, I definitely can see it. Ferrothorn's gonna end up getting the rocks up in that trade, but Klefki's gonna get all 3 layers of Spike. So it's going to be interesting to see how Insanity manages that. All of his Pokemon are grounded, as again, he did not bring the Latios. So any win con he's trying to get in this game is going to take 25% every time it hits the field.
Yeah, and this sucks doubly when you bring Rain.
Yeah, it does. So Lickilicky's going to sub here. I'm very interested to see what set this is. He's going to... It's sub Wish. What do you think this is?
I have no idea. Maybe it's just a slot filler, but why would you use a slot filler? No, it has to be sub Wish, I think.
Could be sub,
I don't know why.
It could be sub Curse and then has Wish to heal itself. But I have no idea. I don't know about the matchup about that either. I mean, Ferrothorn's not going to be able to break this thing sub if that is the case.
Oh, we're getting hexed again.
Sub Swords Dance. That's unfortunate.
But you're burned.
Yeah, I mean that is the risk you take though when you stay in on a Scald.
Yeah.
I mean that. So Insanity is going to encore the SD a second time. Good play on his part. But we do know this is a sub Swords Dance, a Wish, and most likely it's going to be like Return or Body Slam in slot 4.
Yeah. Which is fine because he just has Ferrothorn to deal with that.
Yeah, I think that actually was a pretty good bring. Just looking at the 6 that he brought. So they're both gonna switch Bronson into Tornadus and Insanity into Kingdra on the turn that the rain goes out, which is unfortunate. And then Tornadus is gonna pick up a kill right now, so the Rain Sweeper is just gone, just outright gone.
Yeah, and the Hurricane actually connects, which is something new, I guess.
Yeah, we're 1 for 1 on Hurricanes in this game, so things are looking up for Bronson, I must say.
Yeah, does he have the Heat Wave again? I think so.
I would. Oh, and he does not. He does not have it. It doesn't seem. So Ferrothorn's gonna go for Gyro. They did a lot to Nidoqueen. This is offensive of some sort.
Yeah, it already did a lot to Klefki.
Well, Ferrothorn is paralyzed. I don't know if how that affects the calcs. That might matter a great deal, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think in any case, I mean, he brought in Nidoqueen for a purpose, so I can definitely see a flamethrower coming here. Yep, he's gonna. Yeah. Alkaberry, that does 60%. Leech Seed. So he pops the Alkaberry and gets good damage on Ferrothorn at the expense of Leech Seed and Protect. So Nidoqueen ultimately is not going to make it out of here alive, especially if he goes Politoed on this turn, which he very well could.
It's definitely a one-on-one trade here.
Yeah, it looks like it. Because even if Politoed comes in and resists, so no, he's just gonna. They're just gonna trade. Nidoqueen's gonna. Well, Nidoqueen won't go down because Leaf Seed won't take an effect, but he's gonna have to go into something here. So yeah, I mean, I think that the burn on Lickilicky was unfortunate, and Nidoqueen being whittled down as quickly as it was also kind of unfortunate the way those turns transpired. But looking at what is necessary for these two teams to win, I think it's kind of make or break here. The Scolpede's either gonna gonna pretty much take care of the game here, or it's not at all. And I think that Torn pretty much pressures this build that Insanity brought with the things left pretty well as well. So here we see the Tornadus, we see the +1 speed. Scolipede, this is gonna be interesting. So he doesn't opt to stay in. I don't know. I think Scolipede gets like Rock Slide or something. The Hurricane does a lot.
Yeah, I was very surprised by that. I think no, it may have been an offensive one, but probably not protect.
It is leftover, so it might be like max physical defense. So he's not even gonna need. If he has the Z Iron Tail, like I was saying, he definitely ended up not needing it because of the spikes. So be interesting to see what set this ultimately is if he reveals that. But in any case, the Sylveon's down, so things are looking really good for Bronson.
Yeah, I don't think you get or Insanity gets the moment to set up with Scolipede, and without setting up, he will never break the core.
Yeah.
At all.
So another Hurricane is gonna hit. Bronson is. Oh, he's. I was just about to jinx it. I was gonna say he's undefeated on Hurricanes, but he missed that one.
Is he Specs maybe?
He might be. I don't know what the costs look like.
Because he should have switched the move if he has another offensive one.
Yeah, actually, I could see that. This could be Scarf. This could be Scarf Torn at the same time, just because.
Yeah, Scarfed or Specs, whatever.
All right, so Bronson misses the Hurricane here. That's really bad. That is really bad. This game might have just ended. He's gonna go into top with Phine. Maybe this thing has like a poison resist berry, or maybe it can just KO back or like live one. See, he's gonna try and burn the Z move right here. No Z. Actually, is Scolipede a Z user? Do you remember?
Scolipede is not a Z user.
Okay. I'm not sure what the play was there then. Maybe he gets a paralyze here. He does not.
So, oh no, now it's getting dangerous.
Yeah, this was really bad. This is a horrible. Well, actually, Ice Shard is gonna be enough. Ice Shard's gonna take this out.
I think we have a Weavile here.
Yeah, Ice Shard's gonna take this thing out. So, very interesting to see the Phine into the Licky double. Not sure what that was all about.
I think he wanted to bait the Z move.
But it wasn't a Z move.
Doesn't make any sense, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But in any case, right now we just see Politoed, which is going to take another 3 set of spikes. Well, actually, it's at full, back at full. So it's taken the 3 set of spikes, and we got a Weavile and a Phine left on the field. So, interesting sequence of events, but it's looking like Bronson's going to have the upper hand here, and this is a really weird Politoed that can somehow beat these two. So yeah, we're gonna have to pardon the kind of break here. They're beefing in the battle chat right now, which you can't see.
Yeah, yeah. But it's interesting because the crit really fucked up Insanity's day.
Yeah. So Weavile's gonna actually 2 knockoffs is gonna be enough to take out the Politoed. No Phine needed. So Bronson is actually going to take this game. He's gonna get his revenge over Insanity from the regular season. I think Insanity not bringing any removal was very crucial, and I think Bronson really was able to capitalize on that. I think Torn not missing a single Hurricane also mattered a lot because it actually plowed through his team.
At the end, he missed, which cost him.
Yeah, he did miss a couple important canes at the very end, but the ones that he did hit, I think Torn alone mowed through like 3 Pokemon in this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was Scarf or
Specs.
Now. Because he might have been Scarf for like Speed Boost Scully or something. In any case, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the bracket, and you're gonna see that right now. We just saw that Bronson was able to win the wildcard game over Insanity in a 1-0 victory, and so he will move on to play Empire in the first round of playoffs. So going forward, it'll now be Empire versus Bronson, and in the bottom part of the bracket, it will be Kara versus Tom, and the latter of which will be the next game that you'll see on this channel. And it'll be me, and it'll be a different commentator. But give your best wishes to Phine. He did a fantastic job. And is there anything you want to say to send the people off, Phine?
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and see you in the finals, I hope.
Yeah, me versus you in the finals sounds good. You know, we're the 1 and 2 seed. You know, we kind of run this. You know,
Yeah, let's just end the season like we started.
No. No. If you do not get the joke, he beat me 1-0 in the start of the season. We played each other week 1. Let's not end it that way. I'm not interested in ending that way at all. So yeah, this was a good commentary. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in a few days for the next game. If you enjoyed this video, prove that you do with a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you, like I just said, in a few days. So, see ya.